And we're on.
It's the Sini-Gang with l-boogy.
It's Journal Supernova.
And Brother Butterfly.
Hey guys, how you doing? Been a while.
It has been a while. I'm having some technical difficulties. My volume is going in and out.
Sheep shaking the plug. Shaking the plug.
There it is. There it is.
We are state of the art.
That is way too loud. It is way too loud now. Oh wow. There we go.
State of the art equipment. Just shake the plug. Shake the plug. Give it a whack if it doesn't work.
So what's going on?
Nothing much. How you guys been doing?
Burning up. It's been hot. Summer is officially here.
Yeah.
The summer solstice has passed.
You know, I was thinking about this. You know how we always say it's not just the heat, it's the humidity?
Uh-huh.
I don't think I've actually experienced the heat without the humidity. Is it really different? Have you guys experienced
Yes.
Big difference, man.
Yeah.
Is it like less
In
oppressive?
fact,
It could be 80 and humidity, and it'll be hotter than 100 degrees.
about 2 weeks ago, we had heat without humidity. It was in the 80s, and you probably wouldn't know it.
That barely registered with me.
But now, 80s and humidity, you're dragging.
You're dying,
I
man.
know. Yeah, I mean, I've been to Vegas, I've been to Reno, but I don't remember, the difference in heat without humidity. To me, I'm just used to heat with.
Hot is hot for you.
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, no, I'm saying heat with humidity is what I'm used to. I mean, I've been to the Philippines. I'm used to that kind of heat with humidity. So
When you're in AC and then you open the door and you walk out into that, it smacks you like
I know,
like a brick wall, man.
I know. I'm just saying. I just don't know what people are saying that it's so much lesser impact when there's no humidity, because I just haven't really experienced it, or they don't really notice it when there's no humidity.
Yeah, recently I took a girl around from San Diego, and it was 80, maybe 84, 85, but it was humid the day that she came, and we walked around outside. We went to different places.
Mm-hmm.
She couldn't take it. I was dripping in sweat, but she hated it.
Well, this is the girl that wants to move to Florida?
No, this is the one that's thinking about moving here.
Oh, okay.
From San Diego.
Oh, okay.
And I think that day decided it for her. And then what sucked was on the Friday that she was here we were walking around. It was humid. It was hot. It was 80, like 84, I said. Humid.
Right.
The very next Monday, it was like 85, 87, but no humidity. And it was pleasant. I mean, it was nice.
Uh-huh.
And it was like, man, if she had just come over like a weekend later, it would have been perfect.
But it's bad time and gave her the wrong impression.
I mean, I was struggling.
Right.
I mean, I was walking around and dripping in sweat, and I took like 10 steps and I was just soaked.
I guess it's not the wrong impression. It's just that you got to be able to deal with this, but it's not all the time where you got the humidity and the heat. But it can be in the summer, especially.
But you, Sterno,
yeah,
you are not a hot person anyway.
No.
You can't deal with heat at all.
Not really.
To you, anything above 75 is intolerable, no matter what.
Uncomfortable, yeah. My parents like their house at 76, and I'm like, man, it just was 2 degrees, because mine is at 74. Make a difference to me,
See, you don't have you have to
acclimate to other temperatures. I know.
You need to get your body used to this.
I know. I there've been times when I have.
You don't go outside.
No, summer.
You can't acclimate without going outside.
I know. I'm saying in the past, there were summers where I was really into the beach stuff, and that's
in the past, what, like 35 years ago?
One day in the summer, he goes to the beach. It's like, I'm acclimated. No,
I've been other days when I've been like,
how many? Let's say on the busiest summer, how many days do you go to the beach? Once a week?
Maybe twice the summer at the most.
In the summer, not a week.
In
the 3 months of summertime.
Total.
I'm not lying. I'm not gonna.
That's
not acclimating.
No,
I'm not saying that wasn't my goal to acclimate.
That's tolerating for 2 days.
I have been acclimated to the heat. I have not been in a long time.
You need to do that.
Why do I need to do that?
So you don't acclimated.
You don't complain,
and then you can gauge.
I didn't bring it up as a complaint. I asked about a difference in humidity, how that you guys perceive.
Oh no, you're not complaining now. You do complain though.
That's why, to prevent it. So
that's why you complain.
I'm not gonna dispute that. I do complain about it.
He's complaining about his mom's air-conditioned temperature at 76 degrees. Man.
I'm just saying I can tell a difference. I'm like, wow, it's hot in here compared to my house.
Like
we were talking about air conditioning just before the show even started. Me and Brother Butterfly, we were talking about air conditioning and how we had to get that all fixed up. And I was like, yes, I need my air conditioning.
Yeah, but you need air conditioning in Virginia.
Yes.
When I go to California, half of the houses I go to don't have it. I mean, a lot of them do. I'm not saying they don't use it there, but a lot of my family and friends, they don't have it. They don't have central air because if it gets hot, they open the windows, they use fans.
Right.
Here, you can't open a window. You're just letting more hot in.
Exactly.
You're just letting hot in.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes getting used to. Something I think you don't do, sir. No. It takes getting used to.
Right.
But I'll admit, when I get used to it, I'm okay. Like today's a hot, humid day. Today's in the 90s. It's up there in humidity, but I'm not. It's not keeping me from doing anything. Let's just say that. I'm fine with it. I'm walking around. I'm doing things, and it's not like it's so hot for me to do anything. No, but Sterno, I don't think I think it's too hot for you to do anything, right?
I did my stuff yesterday, and it was hot yesterday too. But I did like a little bit of yard work, and I was like right before the big storms came. So,
although I was talking to a friend of ours recently or today, talking about the heat, and he's talking about he has the thought about moving to the Philippines. This is our white friend.
Our white friend,
Doug. Our friend Doug.
Seriously?
Oh, okay. He has thoughts. I mean, he has a Filipino wife. He visits the Philippines every now and then.
But he's not like unaware of what it's like there.
No. But he's thinking of moving there. But we did talk about the heat there and how it could be a deterrent because it's not just hot in the summer there. It's hot in the year.
Yeah.
But I told him it does weigh into my factors if I ever have to move there.
Yeah.
But hey, there's other factors that make you wanna that
exchange rate and all that stuff.
Yeah, exchange rate. Because I was telling him he can live like a
king with servants.
Yes.
That's what my parents still talk about, even though we're probably not gonna do it.
So nice.
I mean, every now and then, just out of curiosity, I look up what the exchange rate is. It's like 1 Philippine peso equals 2 US cents. So it's like, wow. So
so he could live a comfortable life there.
Yeah.
Very comfortable. And then he's gonna see his job, he works at the Apple store.
Yeah.
They're thinking of opening up an Apple store in the Philippines.
Oh, okay.
So he had the chance to be in charge or up there. He's a higher up in the Apple store. Wherever they put it in the Philippines.
Yeah, I almost said, hey, what about the language? I'm like, they all speak English there. What am I talking about? Like,
he is learning the language though.
So they can't talk behind his back.
Yeah, he watches your typical Filipino soap operas. That's how he learns.
Well, that's a good way of learning. Yeah.
Yeah. I think he might know more than you, Sterno.
Probably.
He's pretty up. He's up to par with the Filipino soap operas.
It's funny because I was just telling Brother Butterfly again before the podcast started that I went to a barber, and one of the first questions he asked was, do you speak Tagalog? And I'm like, no. And he looked at me like I was some idiot. And I was like, what?
Yeah. He's like, yeah, I can charge you more.
He did charge me more. I was like, really, Uncle? I mean, I didn't call him on it, but I know it's usually 11. He charged me 13. I'm like, oh, come on now.
that's your. Hey,
he doesn't know I come there on a regular basis. I just don't see him all the time.
That's sure. He doesn't speak Tagalog. He gets charged $2 extra.
I think it's also because we talked politics.
That's a shame, man.
I think it's also because we talked politics, and I didn't quite jump on like, oh yeah, we should do this.
You didn't agree with him.
I didn't. I tried to give a diplomatic answer, but it wasn't quick enough, and it wasn't like,
You're right, Uncle. You're right. Yes, I agree. Yeah, absolutely, Uncle.
It was, the whole immigration thing. I'm like, okay, never mind.
You offended him.
I go to the barber. I go to all the barbers there. The same one you go to.
I
have never talked politics there.
He brought it. It came up on the TV, and then I think it came on TV. Then the other guy that was working there brought it up to the barber that was cutting my hair, and then the guy said he starts spouting off stuff, and then he's like, "Oh crap! Like, what do you think?" And I'm like, "I think it's a complicated issue," and he's like, "Oh."
That was your answer. I think it's a complicated issue. That's why he charged you $2 extra.
It's not complicated. It's one way or the other.
No, it's complicated.
Okay,
it's politics, man.
It's when you say, "Uncle, that's not my problem."
Was that what you would have said?
Yes. I'm like, Uncle, just cut my hair and not my problem. I'm not like, it's a very complicated issue there.
We've been talking for a while about other things. It was all nice and cordial. Then it became politics. And I'm like, oh, crap. You know, because I didn't know where he stood until he started.
I can't believe he juiced you $2 more, man. That's terrible.
Yeah. I mean, I think he didn't. He thought, oh, he doesn't know. I'm like, I go there all the time. I just don't happen to see him, or you know, it's rare. But I mean, it's like periodic. I don't go like every week.
Did you have more hair than normal too? Then
no.
Maybe you had to work harder for your head today.
No. I actually was one of the easier ones. I said number 23. Give me a number 23.
So they have a poster.
Yeah, I was gonna get that. Yeah, there's a poster that says what different styles, and I'm like, what do you think? Number 23? Yeah, that'll work. I'm like, cool, 23. And that's all that's as far as I gave him.
What you need to do is act like you know him. I did this with all of the barbers there.
Right.
Even if I don't know them, they could be the first day working there. I'm like, oh, hey, Uncle, how's it going? You know, something like that. What's up? Hoi. My unit, huh?
Did you even address him as Uncle,
we
man?
just went over to Park the Bar. I don't speak Tagalog. But yeah, you know.
You fake it.
My unit. I like whatever. I didn't
fake it. Like I said, I might not know him, but I fake it like we know him. If I'm gonna call him Uncle,
next you know his bill's $9, man.
What? No, it's okay. Go ahead. You know. Next time.
Bahala ka na.
Wow.
But yeah, really, they
Boogie knows, man.
I know, but I know he's not. I know he's telling the truth about this stuff. I don't know about the totally free haircut, but sure, okay. Have you ever gotten a totally free haircut from that place? There are different people there, so it doesn't really.
Yeah,
apply.
see, that's the thing. I know, but I've known some of them well. Like I know them outside of.
That hesitation tells me already.
They had a change of staff and ownership, so it's not.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to go back the years. Yeah, one of the uncles is a good friend of ours' dad, and you know when he cuts my hair, sometimes he charges me, sometimes he doesn't, and sometimes I will wait for him, but I give him money still all the time, but yeah, sometimes some of them will hook it up, but I do know it's their business, so I don't go looking for a freebie. It's a Filipino business, and I'm not trying to put them out of business.
Right. Yeah, I don't like when people do that. It automatically seems just because they know them a little bit, you can get like some sort of big discount or whatever. I mean, a lot of my friends that were entrepreneurs, they had all their family coming at them, bringing their friends saying, "Oh, can they get a big discount?" And these are like these new businesses. You got to respect the people who are trying to earn their money for whatever.
Now, if they're trying to juice me,
but that's different.
If they try to charge me $2 extra for a haircut,
right?
Next time I'm going to juice you. Next time.
All right, juice me once, I juice you back, man.
Next time. But
I thought you were gonna do the whole shame on me thing. I was like, where's he gonna go with that?
No. Juice me once, I'm juicing you back.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I mean, Filipino business, I'm not trying. I'm trying to support, basically.
Right.
I mean, I can go to a white barber, but I don't because I like to go to them just for the ambiance, the atmosphere.
Yeah, there is ambiance and atmosphere in that place. Definitely. Yeah. Definitely can tell it's a Filipino place.
Yeah, and that's why I feel comfortable going there.
Yeah, me too.
You ever been to a black barber?
No, I don't think so.
I have.
Yeah, I every now and then I still do. And I have certain I don't act the same there. Let me just say that. I don't go up there, "Hey, uncle."
Uncle.
Hey, brother.
You don't do that, do you?
No.
I'll be like, what?
No. But I have gone to a certain black barber enough that they recognize, and they get a lot of Filipino customers anyways, because a lot of Filipinos around here try to act black. So they know they have a certain clientele. Yeah. Over there by what's his name's house? Pinoy Playboy? Is that his name?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, that little shopping center by his house.
There's
a haircut
near
place there. Yeah. Okay. There's a haircut place there, black barbers, but there's a lot of Filipinos that live in the area, so
they have a lot of Filipino clientele.
Yeah. And I'll go there every now and then just to change things up.
Yeah.
Change things up. But
when he's feeling black.
Yep. We're watching the BET Awards.
I totally forgot we were
Is that
watching
what
that.
we're
You know what I
doing?
did all day yesterday?
What?
What?
Was binge watch black comedies last year on Netflix yesterday.
Like
man.
which ones?
I mean, Dave Chappelle,
Okay.
Kevin Hart,
Oh, you saw the 2 or how many Dave Chappelle specials?
the
3?
Def Comedy 25.
Oh, you going way back with that.
Yeah.
With Def Comedy.
Yeah.
Well, no,
Dave Chappelle.
there was a
Yeah.
reunion with
It's a 2 or 3. I
the
forget.
25th anniversary.
Yeah, I think I saw that
And
last
then,
year.
D. Ray Davis.
Don't know that one.
Oh man, he was hilarious, man.
D-Ray. Any reason?
Just
Why he was hilarious?
No, any reason why you're watching this?
I hit one, and then because you watch one, and then
It
it suggests
suggests-
all the other stuff.
Right.
I just kept rolling with it, man.
You like Cat Williams?
I love Cat Williams.
I haven't watched his most recent stuff, but I watch a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big fan of Cat Williams comedy. I don't really laugh that much with Cat Williams, but he was recently on this show called Atlanta. He's in one episode.
Oh, okay.
I believe he should win an Emmy for that one episode.
One episode?
Yes, I'm not lying. He's a character called the Alligator Man, and it's like an old man that's
Was it like he was a different persona totally from a stand-up guy?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was acting.
Oh, okay. I actually didn't know he could act. I just know he can do stand-up. I don't know.
I'm not a big fan of the stand-up, but I did like his acting.
I liked his older stand-up. The newer stuff, I don't know. It feels like it's becoming a caricature of himself because they keep building on it, and after a while, it's like it's extreme. It's not as I don't know. But like I said, I haven't watched. I think his most recent one, maybe the 2 most recent. I'm not sure.
Did you watch the Chris Rock one?
I did.
Yeah. I saw Chris Rock. You saw him with me, right, Sterno?
Yeah.
We saw Chris Rock once.
I even watched Delirious over.
Oh, Delirious is the best.
Where would we?
I was like, dang.
Where did we see Chris Rock at?
ODU.
No, I think I missed it.
I was there with someone, and I'm pretty sure it was you.
Was it me?
Yes.
Oh crap.
Sterno.
I don't know.
The opener was Mario Joyner. You don't remember?
No, I don't remember this. I don't know if I went, so I can't tell you one way or the other. I'm trying to remember if he had a recent one, right? A new.
Yes, that's what I was asking.
I think I watched it, but I don't remember what was said about
That's
it.
the one where he talks about.
Oh God! It was one really like he something about killing. Or no, I'm trying to remember what he said. It was. I remember going, "Whoa!" There's a lot of shock value in that. I just don't remember what he said exactly.
Yes, I'm trying to say it right because if you say it wrong, it's very controversial. I'm trying to remember.
I'm trying to remember it too because I remember going, "Whoa!" That really because you told me he said some stuff and I'm like, "Wow!" And then I'm like, "Okay, let me watch it." And I watched it and I'm like, "Oh, I see what he's talking about," but I can't remember what he said. I just don't remember exactly.
I don't remember either.
Okay.
I watched it the first day it came out. Now I can't remember.
Yeah.
I mean, I still remember the Dave Chappelle stuff, but
yeah.
So.
Did you hear his explanation as to why he was gone for like almost 10 years?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty.
Did you get the story? He told a story at the end with the pimp and
yeah.
And
his
the bottom.
Yes.
The bottom hoe.
Yeah.
Wasn't this top
or top hoe or
yes,
top? What do you call it?
I forgot the name of it.
What the fuck?
Yeah, the bottom bitch. The bottom bitch.
I whispered it on the podcast. Like you're not gonna hear me.
Yeah, the bottom bitch, and that whole story was an alliteration, or not alliteration, a
allegory,
a metaphor for his
demise.
Going away.
Right.
Basically saying, hey, the TV company, Comedy Central,
Mm-hmm.
was the pimp,
Mm-hmm.
and he was the bottom bitch, and how they were trying to trick him into staying,
Mm-hmm.
and he knew better.
Mm-hmm.
He got out, without being tricked. Basically,
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot to it. I actually followed the story back when it was actually happening.
I see. I didn't know. I just like,
Where's
Chappelle? How come there's this void in my life, man?
Was it Kevin Hart or Cat Williams that talked about it too a little bit in their stand-up? I think you told me one of them mentioned it, but I don't remember which one it was.
It might have been Cat Williams, but I don't remember. I don't remember, but
mm-hmm.
yeah, we saw Chris Rock, even though you don't remember.
How can I forget? I'm not
Loved
sure.
it.
I'm not sure I went. That's the thing. So I don't know if I forgot it or you're putting me in that.
You were there.
Okay, sure.
It was you. So.
Damn, I forgot that.
It was in 2008. So it was 10 years ago.
I guess it didn't make a huge impact on me or something. Or I was
Whereas
watching.
I'll remember it for the rest of my life.
Where were we sitting? Like really close or really far?
We were on the floor on the right side.
God dang. Like
trying to jog that memory, man.
Row B.
Like I said, Mario Joyner opened up. And I was like, man, Mario Joyner, I haven't seen him forever.
Is that guy bald?
He's bald now.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know.
And then he stayed watching the show on the right side near us, which is like, hey, look, he's just sitting right here watching the show.
Dang, I don't remember this.
Wow. Yeah. But yeah, I love Chris Rock. Love Chris Rock. So.
Yeah, I now it's gonna bug me until I watch it again to figure out what he said that was so like, I don't know if inflammatory is the right word, but it was like, whoa, man.
So yeah, you feeling a little ghetto there now, brother Butterfly?
Oh yeah, man. I mean, it brought me back to my roots practically. I was like, yeah, word. I remember all this. Man.
After your binge session you're talking
about?
The
hood came out in me, man. The hood. What? And the whole time watching it with my almost 3-year-old white son, which you just asked recently, does he know any Filipino? And I was like, he more black now after yesterday.
How about you, Sterno?
What I binge watch? Voltron, Legendary Defender.
I was going to say, do you feel any more black? But
apparently not. Didn't even cross his mind, man.
Are you back to your roots? The days when you used to come home watching BET.
I've had my service for a while, and I didn't know what the channel number was.
I said the BET
Award. I'm like, I don't know what the channel for
what channel is BET.
I had to do a search for BET so I could find it.
Lavelle Crawford.
Oh,
he was one of the ones I watched.
Lavelle we know him from Breaking Bad.
Which one's he on Breaking Bad?
Lavelle is Huel. Huel, the guy who worked for Saul. Who the big guy?
Right.
That's Lavelle Crawford.
Really big guy.
Really big guy.
Yeah.
That's how we know him.
Hilarious.
Huel.
Oh, he does stand up.
Yeah, and he's a big Thundercats fan too, man. So I was like, I can relate to this.
In fact, his Saul on Breaking Bad, his two henchmen were Lavelle Crawford and Bill Burr.
Oh, right.
And the thing is, those are two big comedians. And it's funny because they're using him as a henchman. I don't know. I love Bill Burr too. He's white though, so he's different.
What does that mean?
He's one of my favorites. But he's one of those that he's sort of like a white Chris Rock, where it's more about talking about real situations, and when he says it, it's funny. But when you think about it, it's like, oh yeah, it really is like that.
Do you like Patton Oswalt?
Yes, love Patton Oswalt. He and as an actor and as a comedian. I mean, I love him as an actor.
So you loved him in Blade 3?
I never saw Blade 3.
I'm trying to think of the most obscure that no one saw him in.
I saw him in. I loved his. He was a reoccurring character on Parks and Rec.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
No, well, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. also, but Parks and Rec. He played a resident of the city of Pawnee, but he was a loner nerd, and he did a
loner nerd.
He wanted to do a filibuster of city council. And you know what a filibuster is? You get the floor, you get the hold of the floor,
and you don't,
and you have to keep talking.
Yeah, you don't yield it because you can't stop talking.
And they're like, he's fine. He will stop talking. He started talking about Star Trek.
Oh no!
And he went off. And they're like, no, he's talking about Star Trek. He's not going to stop. And, complaints about Star Trek. And then he had Star Wars stuff. He went off. It's funny because he went for hours talking.
Oh, yeah. It's easily done if you're a fan of either franchise.
And that was the comedy. And the fact is, he was making the stuff up. It wasn't scripted. It was basically him
just giving observations.
Yes,
off the top,
which made it hilarious.
Top of his head,
and you could tell he's very much a nerd.
Yeah.
Hence, his recurring character on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
So, if someone called you a nerd, would you be insulted?
Not anymore.
Okay. Geek?
Not in these days.
Geek?
That's fine. Well, I don't care anymore.
I never was.
I mean,
I've been called it plenty of times throughout my life.
Nerd? Really?
Geek, nerd, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm just wondering.
Nowadays, thanks to people like Bill Gates, it's no longer a derogatory term.
Yeah.
They've used the term so much that it's now part of.
We claimed it for ourselves.
Yes.
We're taking it back.
What up, nerd? It's like, hey, it's no longer bad.
Yeah.
Say it loud.
One of
say
my
it
coworkers
proud.
tried to call me a nerd, and she meant to do it like an insulting sort of, but she meant to say geek. So it was like I was pissed that she used it wrong, and I was pissed that she was trying to insult me, but it really wasn't an insult at this point, like what you guys are saying. So I was like,
it's not.
No, it's not. But she thought, hey, you're such a nerd. I'm like, what is this, 1980 something?
In fact, when we first went to a Comic-Con years and years ago, I didn't really talk to people about it. I didn't say, hey, we're going to Comic-Con. We did it. I said, okay, I'm going somewhere, and it turns out to be a Comic-Con. Even the anime conventions we used to go to.
It was a closet. Try to keep it in the closet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to tell everyone, hey, I'm going to this nerd convention.
Right.
Nowadays, we're bragging about
I'll see
it.
you at Comic-Con.
Like, who's with me?
You dressing up this year?
Buy tickets now. A year from now, we're going. Set the date.
See my selfies? Here I am at the Comic-Con. See, it's no longer a bad thing.
Yeah, but I've talked in the past that we don't like some of the pseudo nerds. The nerd or geek posers.
Yeah, that bothers me. Is people want to be nerds now. People go to these things thinking they are nerds.
I know.
People who have no idea. I
am such a Star Trek or Star Wars geek.
Yeah, they know nothing about Star Wars except what maybe they seen the movie once.
And
movie once.
They remember parts of it, but they can't
you ask them superheroes. Oh, I know Batman and Superman. It's like, no.
Yeah.
Don't pretend like you know this stuff. Don't be a nerd if you're not a nerd.
Right. I mean, there's different levels. That's fine, but don't pose like you're like a high level.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying.
I work hard to be what I am.
There's time and money.
I was ashamed at one point in my life, man. Yes. You can't just come in here.
We worked to be where we're at.
I'm being serious. I mean, there's time, there's money, there was semi-humiliation back in the day.
Right. You can't just scoop in.
Scoop in. It's like, hey, it's cool now.
Oh, look, I'm wearing a Green Lantern shirt. I'm such a geek. I'm such a comic book person. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, we've seen Avengers. We loved it. I'm like, come on. You don't know who Vision was before the movie?
I wish Ant-Man was an Avenger. I'm like, what the hell? You don't know? He was an original Avenger, not stupid movies. Anyway, sorry.
Exactly.
Yeah. He was a founding member.
It's like, hey, look, why is Scarlet Witch in both movies? Do you think the X-Men will show up in the next Avengers? I'm like, come on, people.
I mean, if you don't know, it's fine. Just don't pretend like you know. That's all we're saying.
Don't call yourself a nerd if you're not a nerd.
Right.
And a lot of our friends are like that too. We have a lot of friends.
I mean, if it's a girl, I usually just go let them have a pass on it. Like, oh, I'm such a Star Wars nerd.
I don't know.
Do you call a girl? Would you call a girl out if she?
It bugs me.
It bugs me too, but I'm not gonna,
I'd have to test them. I was like, oh, how big of a nerd are you? And then you have to test them. Ask them at least 3 questions about Star Wars that they can, answer. And I was like, all right. But then I'm not just gonna give them a pass.
Depends on the hotness of the girl, how much of a pass.
No.
Yes, it does.
No.
It's everything in life.
No.
Will you really be that stickler? No, you wouldn't.
I would.
That's some bull right there.
I don't care how hot you are.
Whatever.
Answer these 3 questions first.
Sure.
Otherwise, you're just a fan, not a nerd.
The 3 questions like Rick from Walking Dead. Basically, you have a test whether or not you can join your tribe.
I want to say How I Met Your Mother. There was a Star Wars. I mean, I know the dude had a girlfriend, Stella, who never seen Star Wars.
No, it was how she perceived the Ewoks.
Oh yeah, that's the question.
Yeah,
was the Ewok? If they loved the Ewoks, they were too young.
Yeah.
if they hated the Ewoks, they were too old.
They thought it too old, right?
Yes.
I forgot what she said, but I just remember that was a good test.
Yeah, that was the Ewok test.
Well, that was how old you were when you were introduced to the.
Yeah, when you're introduced to the Ewoks. If you loved them, that means you were young and thought they were lovable and huggable.
Right.
If you hated them, that means you understood Star Wars and they were
like a gimmicky thing.
Yes, they were a gimmick.
Although I do understand the George Lucas, mentality of wanting to add something primitive versus technological, but still, I get you. I know what you're saying. Sorry. Sometimes it just comes out too. Real geek thing, it just kind of spills when you get the right topic. So, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like that with sports too. If a girl says, "Ooh, I love the football," No, you don't. Don't try to pretend.
I'm not saying I don't judge. I'm just saying I just don't call them on it.
Yeah, I do. Because it bugs me. There's so many fake fans out there. So many. I mean, I'm glad there are all these Spider-Man movies and Avenger movies out there introducing people.
Right.
But don't take that and think you're now I don't know, a professional
connoisseur,
master.
Yeah,
full-fledged
veteran. Coworkers who
die hard.
All they do is watch the movies.
Right.
I mean, they've seen all of them. They've seen from Iron Man 1 to Avengers, the latest Avengers. They've seen all of them.
Infinity Wars, and now they're all of a sudden.
But that's all they know.
Right.
Is the movies, and now they're they're having deep conversations, and they think they're deep.
Do you interject or you let them go?
No, I can't because it puts me into it. I don't want to get involved.
Right.
It's one of those things like I want to get involved, but if I get involved, it's just gonna rile me up and I'm just gonna go off. So no, I don't involve myself, but I sit there
judging.
Yes.
Okay.
Grinding my teeth, and you see the steam coming off the top of my head because I'm holding it in. But yeah. I mean, I'm like, sometimes I'm in line at the movies, and there's people who are like that too. But no.
Yeah, I mean,
and I'm not saying you need to know everything about the stuff.
No.
You don't need to read all the comics, but
understand that there's a lot more that you don't know.
Be more in depth.
Know your place.
Know your place in the geekdom world.
There's a hierarchy.
The hierarchy. Oh,
yeah,
we're both
singing hierarchy.
Yes. Don't try to come at me thinking you know more than me.
Yeah, you're at the top of the prism.
We've talked about it before, how like when you meet up with another geek, you got to ask them you throw in little questions, throw in little remarks and see how they react.
Yeah, and I'll admit there are a lot of people who know more than me.
Oh yeah.
Way more than me. And I bow down to them in their knowledge about certain things. I mean, there's certain things I might know something more about, but
yeah, like I'm a big Star Trek fan, right? But one of our friends, he'll be like, "Oh yeah, this happened in episode blah blah blah, all good things," and he'll like name the title. He's like, "This was he'll just go off," and I'm like, "Okay, you're higher level than me, but we're cool, we can talk." But I recognize that you're on a higher level of Star Trek geekdom than I am, which is fine, But just I understand it. I know my place. That's how it goes.
Man, it's so weird. Like I said, years ago, I would never advertise that I read comics or that I watched anime or any of that stuff. Nowadays, it's like it's everywhere.
Did you see the new episode on Hulu? That kind of stuff. We had to get I don't know about you, but I had to get copies on a VHS of some anime because I couldn't find it or whatever. It's hard to get to. Yeah, it wasn't on the internet. There was no internet.
I remember having to get copies. I mean, I remember renting Go-Go 13 and watching it at your house. And stuff like that. We don't know nothing about the stuff. So, but yeah, Fist of the North Star.
Yep.
And the bad ones.
Yeah, I know. It popped in my head. I was like, not gonna mention it.
Yeah, that's not something that we could just pop on the internet.
Dragon Ball Z stuff, stuff like that. I bought some stuff out of the internet, copies of the VHS, just to get so I could watch the whole thing or whatever that were available at the time.
This conversation makes me remember another Netflix series that I was watching recently, and it's called The Toys That Made Us.
Yep, The Toys That Made Us.
Is that good? I haven't watched
the documentary. It's pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's pretty geeky, pretty nerdy.
Yeah.
But it hit home, and I'm like, I can relate.
Mm-hmm.
and it's very informative also. So
Do you have a toy that you will always remember as your favorite toy when you were a kid, or even now, that you say, "This is my toy"?
there's a toy,
Uh-huh.
and I've been on the hunt, and it's a Winnebago made by Tonka,
Wow.
and it's pretty big.
Oh, okay. I said wow because I thought you were gonna say a character like a superhero or a cartoon character or
Well,
something.
I remember a lot of my toys. There's another one I'm in the hunt for. Is the old Evil Knievel wind-up motorcycle.
Oh, with the one with the red launcher?
Yeah.
I had that too.
Yeah, right? And I used to set bowling pins up down the hallway.
I have a story about that.
You do? Wait.
Yes.
Wait. You just randomly brought up the Evil Knievel launcher, and I'm like, the red one? And you're like, I have a story about it? I want to hear the story now, just because you have something.
When I was in first grade, they had a Santa come to our elementary school and they only asked like certain students. They called you out. They said, "Oh, l-boogy, come up, tell Santa what you want."
Uh-huh.
And I said the Evil Knievel wind-up motorcycle thing. I even showed them you have to wind it up like this, and everyone knew what it was at the time. It was like the most popular toy at the time.
Yep. Yeah.
So, like, this was like 2 weeks before Christmas. So we have this big Christmas program at our elementary school that they bring kids up there, and apparently the kids who do good in school Santa gives them their presents.
So wait a minute. So if you didn't do good, your toy would just not be.
Well, no, they never asked.
You weren't invited to go talk to Santa.
Yeah, they only invited like 5 kids up to talk to Santa.
Oh, okay.
So,
not knowing why, but they just randomly picked 5. No. They actually, so they said, "Hey, these 5 kids will be getting their toys."
Right. Pretty much your grades were locked into that point.
Yes.
Okay.
So when we had the big Christmas party, the big surprise is these kids will get a gift from Santa, and it's exactly what they asked for.
Mm-hmm.
Being a Filipino family in a white elementary school, my parents didn't go to these after school Christmas parties or whatever.
Oh.
We didn't do any of that. We one thing is like after school, we didn't do anything after school. I mean, this is like way after school. This is nighttime.
All right.
My parents weren't exactly that involved.
All right.
So I thought, hey, there's a Christmas party. They're like, no, we're not going to that. So apparently they called out my name. I wasn't there. They had my gift, Evil Knievel wind-up toy.
All right.
So what do you think they would do? Do you think they would wait for me to come back to school after Christmas break to get my toy?
Nope.
No.
Call the next person, please.
I don't know what happens to the toy, but I never got it.
Oh, that sucks.
And to this day, I'm mad at my mom for not taking me to the Christmas party to get my free Evil Knievel wind-up toy that I never got. Never.
Wow. For us, it's like a beautiful memory of our childhood. For him, it's like painful reminder of being deprived.
My parents had a runner down the hallway.
What parent didn't have a runner? Right. A Filipino parent.
It was green.
Mine was green too. The match green carpet, the green like 70s carpet, yeah.
And just remember revving it up and riding it down the runner down the hallway, man.
This is the hard rubber runners. This is
very firm, man.
Yeah,
it's almost like a chair mat, almost.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost the same thickness of material. God, yeah, I remember.
I mean, I see that toy now every now and then at toy stores. I'm like, I don't want that. Because people are like, do you want to buy it now? Since your child was deprived, I'm like, no, I don't want it now. It's a crap. Although, like 2 years later,
he said he was gonna be.
No, 2 years later, there was another toy that came out. My mom got it like the first day.
Okay, so
it was the watch with the little micro machine car, and then you hit a button on the thing. The watch opens up and the car flies out.
It was like a little ramp that came off.
Yeah.
That you could. I remember those.
That made up for it.
Okay.
I wore that every day to school.
Nice.
Man, I never got that watch. I didn't tell her I wanted that, but now that I think about it, I should ask for that.
But yeah, my all-time favorite toy that I've ever had was my big ass Shogun toy.
I was gonna say that. Well, there's Radine
that I still have to this day, that I still play with to this day.
Nice.
Yeah, it's missing pieces. It's torn up, broken, but to this day, I still play with it.
Wow.
Big ass toy from the 70s that they will never make again. I mean, there's comparable toys today, but nothing like that.
You know, they made a Voltron version a few years back.
Yeah, I know. They made a Boba Fett version, but it's not the same.
No,
not the same.
No, of course not.
And another thing is, the ones they're making now are catered to people our age. They're catered to your 30-year-olds,
right?
Whatever. To me,
and they charge collector prices for those. Things.
The Stormtrooper one is like $250. Yeah. Although at the time, my Shogun is probably it might have been like $50, which in today's time is $200.
So it might have been even cheaper than that.
In the 80s, you could buy a car with that.
Yeah, I mean, I knew it was an expensive toy at the time, but it was a toy for kids at the time, which is different from the stuff now.
Yeah, because they're made as collectibles.
They're made for suckers like me.
Did you buy the Boba Fett?
No, but it took a lot of will to not buy it. Took a lot of will.
I know you like Boba Fett. That's why.
And to this, I mean, every time I see it, I have to decide: do I want this? And I talk myself out of it every time. You know, $250 helps.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But I do talk myself out of it. For a while there, I was gonna get it.
I was that way when the Voltron came out, and I was so tempted to pull the trigger. I was like, "Nah, I'm gonna do with this." What am I gonna do with this?
I mean, to me, it's the sentimental things, like you know, flashing back to childhood, but it's not my childhood. I mean, the toy I still have which is totally different. If I ever go back to the Philippines, though, I'm sure I can find half of my toys there, anyways, because that's where all my toys went.
To the Philippines.
Yeah, they got boxed up, got sent to the Philippines. I'm sure there's a house in the Philippines with my childhood.
Wow.
Be interesting to find out, Boogie.
Yeah, I know.
Yep. So I have all that. I'm not gonna go on and on about toys. I got Mego toys. I got Transformers.
I abused the hell out of my I buried my Superman Mego, and he's trapped, and I froze him. I did all this stuff to the toys. I'm like,
now it's like $800.
I know. Like if I kept them in the package. Which, who does that as a kid? I mean, seriously.
Right. Nobody.
As you said, they're made for kids, not for collectors. Now they are for collectors. Yeah.
Do you have a toy that you got as a kid that you still have today that is worth a lot? No. Still no? Because I know
I destroyed them basically as a kid.
I mean, I have a few Transformers left still from my childhood.
I had a classic G.I. Joe, the tall ones.
The 12-inch one.
Yeah, he was totally messed up, you know. I don't know. There's nothing collectible, collector level. They're all either in my parents' garage and they've been screwed up totally. I mean, there's some Generation 1 Transformers that are boxed up. I don't know what they're, what condition they're in. And they're not in packaging or anything. Same with some G.I. Joes my brother and I collected, so. We don't even know who has what because we were trading them back and forth. So if we actually had a box, we'd have to figure out who. We'd have negotiations about who.
Right. This was mine. That was yours.
Yeah. So it's just. Although I want to do that eventually, sometime.
But sell it.
I remember
go through them and allocate them
when we were purchasing Generation 1 Transformers. They would come out with the booklets to show you the whole lineup. Right. And me and my childhood buddies would take that booklet and we would cross or check mark which ones we were allowed to get and not get.
Oh, because other people were getting the other ones, you mean?
Yeah. And I was like, man, think about it now. It's stupid, man. Because, there was ones that I liked that I couldn't get because my friend was getting it, you know?
Yeah. And
Damn, my friend, he got Megatron.
So now I can't get Megatron.
And Bumblebee and Soundwave.
Because he called it.
Now I got to get Starscream, damn it.
Because we wanted to get, the army together. And it's like, we were going to build the army together.
Why would you have 2 Megatron?
Right. Well,
exactly.
So you call it.
Yeah, I think I still got some of the, you cut out the files for each one for Transformers and for G.I. Joe. I think there's somewhere in my packed away. I still got all that stuff. Man. Jeez. You know what happened with recently? My brother's son. He started liking Masters of the Universe figures, classic ones, and he said to both,
to the common man,
He-Man, Masters of the Universe, okay, but he said to both of me and my brother, like, where's your toys? I want to play with them, and we both had this look like, oh No, you're not. You're not touching the Masters of the Universe. I mean, they're not in collector, they're not collectible state, but you're not touching our toy.
Right, and make it any worse.
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
Right.
Actually, ended up buying him a retro toy at the Comic-Con just so he could have one. So, yeah. But he's still asking about him. We're like, no, you're not getting our Masters of the Universe.
Just buy him the new ones. They have new ones out there.
That's what he's talking about.
Well, no, he wanted
the retro.
He wanted the original ones that we have. And
yeah,
then
just go to have them in the stores now. $10.
Yeah.
Go open that up.
Yeah. So.
All right, so let's do a Tagalog word of the day.
Sure. This is the part of our podcast where we educate our listeners on the Filipino language. Neither Boogie nor I nor Brother Butterfly are actual native speakers of Filipino or Tagalog. So if we get some aspect of the word incorrect, like its pronunciation or usage, feel free to let us know because we value your feedback. But keep in mind that we've said and we will continue to say that this podcast is not an informational reference kind of podcast. We just do this for fun to share pieces of culture. Maybe you can use the word sometime or you'll hear somebody say it and you'll know what it means. So again, just tell us if we do it wrong, but don't make us feel bad because we're sensitive. You got a word, Boogie?
No, I don't.
No.
I got a few that come to mind. The first one is tawa.
Tawa na.
Mm-hmm.
Tawa kami.
And then laruan.
Laruan kami.
What's the next one? I want to say
Come in.
Come in. The last one. So which one are we going?
I don't know. You're welcome to pick one or two. If we haven't used those yet, I mean, I don't recall either one of those being used yet.
You pick one. I don't care.
Tawa.
Tawa.
Tawa is it? Tawa kami sa Chris Rock.
Uh-huh.
Tawa ako sa Jokoy. Tawa.
Di syempre, galing siya.
And for those of you who don't know, tawa is laugh. So let's make tawa our
Word of the day. Tawa.
All right. Anything else?
No, I'm good.
Make sure you visit our website, www.cine-gang.com.
Or email us at thecinigang@gmail.com.
Follow us on Twitter at The Sini-Gang.
Find us on Facebook on facebook.com/thecinigang. And if you can, look for our videos on YouTube. Do a search for our URL, www.cine-gang.com, and that should take you to the videos. If you go, please like, subscribe, and comment if possible. So until next time, this is Sterno Supernova.
This is Brother Butterfly.
And this is l-boogy, the Elemental One, saying thanks for listening and
Sige na.
Keeping it 100 because I'm a real nerd.
You good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thanks for watching. Tune in for next episode. Till then, take care.